Today on the Hampton Road Show, we're all about babies this week, and today we'll show you a great place to take your little bundles of joy for some laughing and learning, and it's great for parents too. That's coming up in today's Postcards from Hampton Roads. And our organizing pro and mother of twins joins us with Diaper Bag Basics, what you need and what you don't know when you're on the go with your little ones. Plus, we're giving away a great prize on today's Pop Quiz Trivia. Keep it right here to find out how you can win.
It is Hunger Action Month, and you already know that your food and money donations are needed at local food banks, but so is your time. I'm Cheryl Tan. I'll tell you how your volunteer hours can really make a difference in our community.
Plus, big changes in leadership on NBC's The Office.
You wanted the job is yours, just do the job.
We're talking with Dunder Mifflin's new Scranton manager, Andy Bernard, about what's to come now that he is in charge.
If it's in Hampton Roads, it's on the Hampton Roads Show.
Welcome to the Hampton Roads Show. Our live audience today is from Virginia Beach Project Lifesaver. Coming up a little later on in the show, we'll find out more about Project Lifesaver, how it works, and how you can get involved.
And I'll say no more. Good morning. We're all here. Welcome to the Hampton Roads Show on a Wednesday.
Yeah, but Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Halfway through the work
hump
week.
Day. We are
Hump
almost
day.
there.
On the downhill to the weekend, and it's going to be a nice, cool fall weekend. Meteorologist Jeremy Wheeler's going to hop in here in just a second to give us all the details about that. I'm looking forward to it. I'm over this hot weather, the humidity. I feel like weird things are happening outside. I've already covered that the mushrooms are completely creeping me out. It's buggy. You know, there's like a cricket in the house.
Lots of mosquitoes making a last push effort.
Yeah, I think so.
Which
We're
I've
ready
gotten
for the
bit.
change.
I'm like, just saying, I have mosquito bites.
They're
What is
getting
that?
ya.
What is that about?
They like Ariane.
Well,
The
they're
bird.
our state bird in Alaska. That's why they're so big.
The big bird.
Yeah, but it is Baby Week here. The Hampton Road Show this week, so we're all things babies.
You're hearing all this about babies. Does it make you want a baby?
No.
No?
Not
Does
right
it make,
now.
does it make you want another baby?
No. Although I will say, shooting this week's postcard from Hampton Roads, they were so cute. And then I was like, no.
Just say
I mean, I
no.
love kids. I do want children, but not now.
Not
Not
yet.
now.
Well, we'll loan you ours if you need
I'll
a baby.
babysit.
That's right, all four of them at one time. You know, Erin's been
did.
good. She's met the little Furies, and they worked her out. Jenny took her away in her
Played
room.
Barbies and went to the mall with Barbie, and it was fun. But
Yep.
Never
She
have
was
played
held
with
captive.
Barbies in the Reckling household.
That's
but
right, you just
With
want
all the boys.
boys.
That's okay.
You don't
But
want like a little girl, daddy's little girl?
I've got plenty of little girls in the Reckling family. The brother and sister have girls, so there's plenty of them
Yeah.
running around. Now, you did mention babysitting, and that is our #1 hot topic this morning, babysitting. How does it work out for you? And at what point do you say, maybe it's time to pay a family member for babysitting services? Because I know a lot of people really take advantage of grandparents and other family members, and you might say, you know what, we've used them so much, maybe we should give them a little bit of money. Or how does that work? I mean, do you pay the grandparents?
You know what?
Some people do.
Ours, Kevin and I are both from Massachusetts, so our families, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, they're all in Massachusetts. So somebody once asked me if it was harder to raise children away from your family, and I said, I think it's more expensive because you end up kind of contracting out some of the stuff that you might get as a favor. But what I like is that we're never in that position where we're wondering, are we taking advantage, because we've always, we've loved our nannies and sitters, but we're in a business relationship with them,
Right.
so we never feel like, we can't ask her again because we just asked her last weekend. It
That's
was
their
their
job.
job, you know what I mean? Where I think I hear my friends run into these issues all the time with parents, and I think it just depends. If you're occasionally saying, hey, Mom, Dad, will you take the kids so we can go out or something, but if you're expecting daycare every day, that could be.
In the Reckling household, we never really used my mother much, the kid's grandmother, and we don't do that on a regular basis. However, when the big, hey, we want to go out of the country, we want to go on a big vacation, we want to go on a cruise, we want to do something like that, we'll say, hey, Mom, can you watch the kids for a week? And that is when you're asking a lot.
Yeah.
6-7 days with the kids. It might be a little much for some older people,
Right.
but
Like some,
I mean,
some kids are raised by their grandparents. Like that's all they know.
Yeah.
But I think it's all depends, like you said, on the family dynamic.
Yeah.
If my mom, if it was like if my family was retired, and they were watching my kids consistently, I would feel like, hey, let me just provide something. Whether it may not have to be monetary, it could be food, or hey, let me come over and help or clean
Show
the
that
house or something,
appreciation.
but just
Yeah.
to not just hand them off. But you know, parents, my parents, they would be like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
But
that's
some-
good. Not every
some are
parent's
looking for
like that.
I don't think it's fair to say that, well, don't you want to spend time with your grandchildren Monday through Friday from 6 to 6?
24.
You know,
While we go out to dinner.
boundaries. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's tough.
But it could be tough, though, if you are an only child or if you have siblings. They always say, parents are always like, no, we love all of our kids equally, but it seems like there's always that one child in the family that is a favorite. Now, you know, I am the only girl. I have 2 brothers. I'm the middle child. I was the good child. I'm not throwing anything out there.
I
that my
think you
brothers
are. I think you're
should.
just sitting
I'm
here
just
saying, "I'm the
you
favorite."
know, I mean, my parents tell me that often. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, are you a mama's boy? Are you a daddy's little girl? Mom and dad, do you have a favorite out there?
Yeah.
Kids say, like, you love, everybody says the firstborn gets all the, like, grunt work, and the middle child is the spoiled one, and then the third child kind of breezes by.
Well, I was a third child, and I can tell you this. Like I said
you just-
yesterday, I
your
was
parents
sort
were
of a
lenient?
oops afterthought. I came along unexpectedly, and I don't know if I didn't get the attention that the other 2 got. But,
Yeah.
I mean, I would think, you know, as a parent of 2, it'd be kind of difficult to give the 3rd, 4th, 5th, or whatever child you have that much attention. And
Yeah.
that first one came along, you're so enamored by that first child, and all of a sudden the next one, the next. It just, that's something you're not prepared for as a parent. Like, oh, wow, we really have to spread the love. And
Yeah.
how do we do that?
Yeah. I don't know how my husband's parents did it with 7 children.
Oh, my
But
goodness.
you know, and I wasn't around to see, you know, his parents raising them, but I can tell you with their 16 grandchildren, they make each one of those children feel special. I don't know if the heart just grows and grows and grows. I feel like I would, you know, I feel like I would have gone crazy with all those kids, because some days to me 2 feels like 100.
Yeah.
But all I know is somehow they make every single one of those kids and grandchildren feel super special. So I don't know how they do it. But in
That's
my
good.
house, you know, I mean, there are favorite things I have about both of my kids, you know, having a boy and a girl, but I can say, and my mom wouldn't even care that I said it, my little brother, the sun rises and sets on that kid, and me and my older sister agree, and we know he's the favorite. He was the last one. He was finally their boy.
Baby.
It's not even a battle worth fighting.
Just let it go.
All right, let us know if there's anything like that in your house, or you know, with your brothers and sisters that you want to confess. And you saw that Cheryl's got a great piece today for Hunger Action Month about volunteering at the food bank. So when your babies get a little bit older, at what point do you start them in volunteering? And it's a tricky one that came up for us recently, because at their preschool at our church, they were talking about a mission in Africa and helping the kids, you know, kind of gather their coins and contribute. And my daughter came home upset, because I think it's okay at 4 for her to think the world is a pretty awesome place, pretty
Yeah.
good place where not a lot of bad things happen, because she's 4. But she was upset to hear that there were people in the world that didn't have the things that she had. And I said, you know, there are people around here, you know, who don't have those things, and she was upset by it. So I thought a way to kind of get that off her heart and make her feel like she was doing something aside from what was going on at church was we just took some canned goods over to the food bank. And I just want to say they were wonderful in terms of bringing the kids in, letting them put their little cans on the scale, and telling them how many pounds of food they brought in and how many meals that was going to
Making them
make.
feel involved.
So it just made her feel better, you know, about it. So I, you know, and she's 4, so I mean, I think you can.
Well, that's a great
If you
observation
kind of
at
do
that
it the
age.
right way, you can get them involved pretty young. But I think you got to spoon out the information about, you know, terrible things too.
Yeah, our son Cameron was introduced to volunteering this summer, and most of it was helping homeless people and just talking to them and doing what he could for them. So it really opened him up when he came
Yeah.
back from his experience. It was really good for him. It sort of helped him grow. And he's a little older than your kids.
Yeah,
He's 13.
but did you
so-
feel like you still kind of had to steer him through it, you know?
Well, yeah, he was on his own pretty much. I mean, he went on a mission trip, and he kind of came back feeling really empowered. So it was good for him.
Good.
It's a good thing
All
for
right.
kids to get them involved and get them volunteering. At what point do you do it? And does your kid volunteer? Let us know all about it. Join the conversation on Facebook, and we'll share it with you in a few minutes.
Yep, you can
Also
also
on Twitter.
Yeah. Go ahead.
At HR_show. I got to get used to being on Twitter.
Yeah, me
But,
too.
you know, tweeting.
Gotta
Have you
get there.
tweeted anymore,
Gotta
Carrie,
tweet.
besides your first tweet? No.
I've tweeted a time. One time.
Hey,
I'll get on
Jeremy.
it.
What's
Jeremy,
going on?
Much.
we put the pressure on you yesterday, man. Little peer pressure making you eat that
Yeah.
awful paper.
Bitter paper.
Have
Bitter
you
paper.
responded?
That was great.
Yes, it was.
Like, it just
Should have
set
tweeted
in.
about it.
And you're like,
This stinks.
So do you have a favorite child?
Favorite child?
Yeah.
No, they're both the same. Split
right
down the middle.
answer.
I was waiting for you to
Right
say
answer.
something like, I love that kid from Home Alone. Like one of my
He
kids?
was good, yeah. No, they're split right down the middle. So even Steven there.
Yeah.
Good Steve. Oh.
Politically correct answer from Jeremy Wheeler.
No,
I think when you have one
that's
of
the
each, you may not fall into the who's your, favorite trap as easily as maybe when you have
With three or-
more than one boy or girl to choose from.
When you have infinite love, you can't, you can't balance the scales.
Aww.
Share it with both.
Are we going to love your forecast?
No. Let's take a look at it. And today we've got some more heat, more humidity, chance for some pop-up showers and storms later this afternoon. Could be a couple of strong storms out there today as that cool front is close but not moving through just yet. Tomorrow it moves through, so we get a slight cool down, a slightly drier air mass, but there's still a chance for a couple of stray showers and storms. And then Friday, finally, that will feel comfortable. 79, partly cloudy, dry. Saturday and Sunday, highs will be in the 60s, and that will definitely feel more comfortable and hopefully knock down some of these allergies as well for some folks. All right, so we've got these clues here. A generic U.S. last name, very generic. The other white meat, open grassy area, and has a historic downtown. So this is a place in Hampton Roads or slightly just to the west of Hampton Roads, I guess. You want to be technically correct.
I think
Okey-dokey.
one of us is stumped.
Yeah, one of us is
One of us is stumped.
Okay.
The one of us is stumped. Someone sitting next to me might be stumped.
In the blue shirt.
That's right, in the blue. It's green.
Blue.
It's green.
Blue.
All right, don't fight. You're the winner of today's quiz will get a prize, a pink or blue package
Speaking of colors.
from Prenatal Miracles. This includes a 3D or 4D ultrasound,
Wow.
black and white prints, a CD with images, gender determination to the best of their ability. I'm just going to throw that disclaimer in there, and a tote bag for the new mom.
Because it's all about the babies
All
this
about the
week.
babies on
Yeah,
Baby Week.
that's cool. Nice prize.
Has it spurred you to want another child there,
No.
Jeremy?
Right quick. Everybody
Not
on
even
the
the
hunt.
ultrasound. Nope, we're okay.
Still ahead on the Today Show, or the Hampton Road Show. Dunder Mifflin's singing and dancing sales representative Andy Bernard gets a promotion. We're chatting with Ed Helms about the new leadership on the office and what it means for his hopes for a workplace romance.
And Ken, how can the work you do help the hungry in Hampton Roads? It is Hunger Action Month. We'll tell you what you need to know to make a difference. It's today's What's Your Problem?
Well, every day during Hunger Action Month, the Hampton Road Show is giving you easy ways to, of course, make a difference.
For some, that means donating food or money, and that's very important. But food banks also need your time. Did you know a commitment of just 2 hours in an afternoon can have a positive impact on helping the hungry right here in Hampton Roads? Here's a look at how in today's What's Your Problem? The backpack program at the Food Bank of Southeastern Virginia has gotten much larger over the last year out of necessity. Kids who qualify on Friday afternoons taking home this backpack not filled with homework, instead with food. And these volunteers from Enercom are here to make sure this program is a success.
We do this as a company once a year for our Make a Difference program, and this is such a meaningful program. We both have kids, and to think about 80,000 kids in the area that don't have enough food and are hungry over the weekend, and they're sent home with these backpacks discreetly is really touching and really heartbreaking.
I have the magic marker, and it looks like I'm just taking bins, names of schools, and writing them on the bins. Even DJs can do this.
And I'm helping making sure everyone shows up today. I'm also taking pictures for our websites and for our Facebook pages, and when people see the need and see the activities, you know, they think maybe I can't help, maybe I'm not capable, but anyone can put food in a backpack, anyone can write on a plastic tub, you know, anyone can load a vehicle to send food out to a school, and the food bank can use all the help they can get.
The volunteer commitment isn't a large one. In fact, those Enercom volunteers here for maybe 2 to 3 hours. Volunteer manager Jan Klein you're telling me that it really makes a big difference.
It makes a huge difference. Those Intercom volunteers spending 3 hours today are helping with the logistics of feeding children in 42 different schools. We're going to distribute 2,600 bags every 2 weeks to hungry kids, and they're making it possible with their work this morning. So there's all kinds of different options. The volunteers, we have 4,400 volunteers annually. They give more than 28,000 hours, and that is the equivalent of another 20 staff members to help us reach our mission of eliminating hunger. If you want to volunteer more long-term, you can be a team leader and help lead other volunteers.
I'll tell everybody what to do.
All right, let's go, people.
One of those volunteer team leaders is Ricky Burrows. Ricky, why do you do it?
It gives me a sense of belonging to a community. When you talk about the food bank and how their vision is a hunger-free community, we like that. I bring my family out when I come volunteer, and we do a lot of that. And not only do you give money, but when you can give of your time, I like to do that a lot.
There are volunteers in this room from the USS Truman that are sorting food that's been donated. In 3 hours, they will sort a few thousand pounds of food. Then we provide these bins for shopping to our network of agencies. There are more than 300 local churches, community centers, community groups, food pantries that then do one of two things. They either distribute the food to people that are hungry, or they make meals and invite people in. There's always another box of food to sort. So whether you're an individual and you want to get back on your own, you want to challenge a friend, you want to bring everybody from your school or workplace or synagogue, bring them in. We definitely need the help. We definitely need it. If we didn't have volunteers, we would not be able to do what we do.
Sounds like a challenge, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it really doesn't take a lot of time. Morning shifts, maybe 3 hours. Afternoon ones, 2 hours long. They'd like volunteers 12 and up, and you can just sign on at foodbankonline.org. And there's a program that they have once a month for kids under the age of 12 to kind of get their hand in there, be with their parents, and figure out, once they're 12 and older, how they can help out. So that's once a month, and you can find out all the details at foodbankonline.org. We're going to link that to the HamptonRoadshow.com.
A great piece, kind of like Carrie was talking about, getting the kids in young, volunteering.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just what they'll know.
All right. Thanks, Cheryl. Well, it's time to check in with the Buzz Center.
That's right.
Hey, we're talking all things baby this morning. At what point do you pay a family member for babysitting, and do you have a favorite? And since we just heard that wonderful story by Cheryl about volunteering, we're going to say, what point do you introduce your children to volunteering? You did it at a very young age. Mine was a little older. And how about this? Kenneth Scott Harvey says, I have Maddie go through her own toys and pick out the ones she doesn't play with. Then we either donate them to kids in the neighborhood that do not have as much, or take to a CHKD drop-off. We do the same thing with clothes and that we do not fit her anymore. I let her give the items away. We also go out and pick up any trash throughout the neighborhood together. Now, I think that's probably the easiest thing you can teach your child to do, is help a neighbor, maybe someone who's a little elderly, take out the garbage, break the leaves, do something like that. That's as simple as it is.
And even, teaching them that being part of a family means helping take care of like your home and their things, and
volunteer with the responsibilities that we parents always deal with.
Yeah, and I mean,
That's
nice. I don't know if taking mine, Sam and Jenny, to the food bank to let them make a donation was really volunteering per se, but just it kind of raises their awareness and makes them feel like they can do something. But again, the folks at the food bank were just great about getting down on their level and making it a nice experience for them. But those are errands I used to do without them.
Right.
To drop off clothes to Goodwill and things like that. I used to, but even just taking them along,
That's
I think
a good
raises their
introduction.
awareness. Sure, absolutely. Folks, we're also talking about the babysitting issue. Benjamin brings up a good issue. He says it depends on how can you trust them to babysit your children. I mean, I guess not everybody has the option of letting a family member watch their children. Elizabeth says, if my family lived nearby, I would always offer to pay, even if it were like something like Ariane was saying, maybe just like a nice favor in return, some kind of exchange, some food or a way to pay them back for their time and effort. So we'll save a couple more of those comments for our next Buzz segment, but we knew we would get some interesting responses today.
Yeah, and I mean, it's pretty sticky. Who's your favorite? Do you have a favorite? Can you make a favorite? I mean, it's kind of, You said that there were some favorites, and your brother was your favorite.
My brother's the favorite, hands down.
That's what everybody says. The boy is the favorite.
Yeah, but
it's
I'm
not.
40 years old and I've had the counseling, so I'm okay with it now. So
Okay,
we can
well,
all
that's
just,
good. I'm glad
admit
you're over that.
he is the favorite.
Well,
Fine.
you know, I don't know if there was any favoritism in my family, but I felt a little left out from time to time.
Yeah.
Especially when they left me out of the car and they went on trips and stuff. I
They
mean,
did not.
I was like, come on, can I go?
They did not.
No, they did.
not. All right, we'll have more Buzz comments coming, so keep your thoughts. Keep sharing on our Facebook page.
All right, well, Baby Week continues in just a few moments. We're getting the scoop on what you should have in your diaper bag at all times and what you don't need to lug around from our organizing whiz and mother of twins. There she is, Amy Volk. And also, don't forget about our pop quiz. You could win a great prize, a pink or blue package from Prenatal Miracles, which includes a 3D 4D ultrasound image and goodies for mom. Just log on to thehamptonroadshow.com. Click on that pop quiz button on the top right-hand corner of the screen. Welcome back. Our live studio audience today is from Virginia Beach Lifesaver. Here now to tell us more about it is MPO Alan Perry from the Virginia Beach Police Department. We also have Mike Ashkenaz to tell us a little bit more. But first, Officer Perry, I want to start with you. Tell me about this project.
Basically, Project Lifesaver is an electronic tracking system designed to track individuals with any kind of medical condition that may cause them to wander off, become lost, or endangered. Mainly, we deal with children and adults with autism and older folks with dementia and Alzheimer's.
Why is it important for you guys to get involved in something like this?
Well, we're the ones who ultimately are going to be searching for them. I mean, it takes training to run the equipment that we use. It's not high tech, but it is technology, and you know, we do have to train our guys to use it properly. You know, we're the ones who, everybody remembers the Mary Butt search from last summer, 5.5 days out looking for that lady. You know, with this program, it cuts those search times down to, on average, about 32 minutes.
Wow.
So it really is a huge manpower and time saver for us. It helps us find these people quickly, bring them home safely. So it's a good project for the police department.
32 minutes, that makes a big difference when it comes to searching
It really
for
does.
someone.
It really does.
Mike, tell me about how someone can get involved if they have a family member or loved one that wants to get involved in Project Lifesaver. What do they need to do?
They need to call Officer Perry, and his number is 385-2742, and he can hook them up right away. If they live in Virginia Beach, we have a program where they can get all of everything they need to get hooked up at no charge to them in Virginia Beach. And if they're in another city, if they call Officer Perry, he will get them together with the people in that city.
What do you want people to know about this this project?
That it works. That it works. If they're a caregiver, and have loved ones that need this program, if they wander at all, if they have autism, if they have Alzheimer's, they need to get them into the program. To sit back and say, oh, no, they don't need it, or no, they don't wander, we don't have a problem, is completely wrong. All they need is one time, and it could be a horror situation.
Do you have a lot of folks involved in it now that benefit from it?
We have almost 200 clients right now in the program, and there's approximately 2,500 people in this area that really need the program according to the Alzheimer's Society. And we are crying out to get these people on board with us. We really want them with us.
Do you guys do fundraisers or anything to raise money for this project?
Yes, we do a number of fundraisers. We do flower cards, we do car washes, we do a lot of things. We also are actively out soliciting grants. We've been very fortunate in grants, and that's why we're able to hook people up that live in Virginia Beach at no charge.
All right, I like the name, though. I mean, Project Lifesaver, it doesn't get any more simpler than that. I want to put some information on the screen for folks. If they want to find out more information, you can learn more about Project Lifesaver. You guys are on Facebook, or you can go online, Virginia Beach, projectlifesaver.wordpress.com, or you can call them at 385-2703. We're going to have all of this information on our website, thehamptonroadshow.com, so folks can learn more about it.
Thank you.
Officer Perry, Mike, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Still ahead on the Hampton Roadshow, this week's postcard from Hampton Roads is perfect for Baby Week. We'll show you a spot where your little one can giggle, grin, and grow.
I like that. Giggle, grin, and grow.
Thank you.
Back to the Hampton Roads Show. Do you ever wish you had someone to coach you on money management strategies? The folks from Bayport Credit Union are here to help. Joining us now is Bayport financial educator Sylvia Sutherland. I have interviewed just about every coach in Hampton Roads, football, basketball, baseball, but I have never interviewed a money coach. First of all, Sylvia, what is Money Coach?
Well, Money Coach is an online tool that will help consumers to develop their financial goals. It allows them to monitor their progress so that they can make sure that they're improving their financial situation.
So it's not somebody with a whistle blowing and saying, you got to do this.
Exactly. But it serves the role of a coach, you know, by providing them with guidance, helping them develop their skills. And we do this through financial educational programs that they can sign right online at our website.
Okay, now let's talk about the tool. How do you utilize Money Coach, and how do you get the most out of it?
Well, the first thing is that you decide what is important to you regarding your financial goals. You know, do you want to get out of debt? Do you need to improve your credit score? Do you need to save money? Do you need to plan for retirement? So first you decide what your goal is. The tool will determine what the action plan is. These are the steps that you need to take in order to make sure that you're saving for an emergency fund.
Now, does Money Coach put the financial advisor out of business? It almost sounds like the same thing.
Well, so many times people may not have access to a financial advisor, or because of limitations such as time or money, they still need that guidance. So this is a free tool that they can go online and still get the coaching that they need so that they can meet their financial goals.
How long has Money Coach been around? Is this something new?
This is actually something new. It's been around for about a year or so.
Okay, how do you find and access Money Coach?
Well, simply go to our website, bayportcu.org, go to the quick links, click on Money Coach, and you can start the process just like that.
I've got huge debt, and I want to break it down. And Money Coach can do that for me, is that right?
Absolutely.
How will it do it?
Well, first of all, it will give you the tools so that you can get a copy of your credit report so that you can really see how much debt you really owe. So many times people say, I have a lot of debt, but they don't know who they owe, what the interest rate is. So the link will be there so that you can get a copy of your credit report, and then the steps will be provided. First of all, start paying down those high interest credit cards. Then start looking at your budget, finding money to put away for a savings so that you won't have to rely on credit. Then there are resources such as debt management programs where they'll actually work with you, nonprofit organizations, to negotiate with your creditors to get a lower monthly payment. You pay them and they pay your creditors.
Nice.
Then you set a target date. All right, I want to be out of debt within the next year, within the next couple of years, so that you can monitor your progress as well.
I know you said this has been around for about a year now. Are many people finding it?
Yes, it's very easy to find on our website. It's free. People who have used it say that they have that sense of accomplishment, that they've accomplished their goal and that they are improving their financial situation.
Okay, so Money Coach. It's not somebody sitting there with a whistle blowing you and screaming at you. It's there to help you and help you in your financial standings. You can find more information on Money Coach. Stop by any of the 14 Bayport Credit Union locations across Hampton Roads or log on to bayportcu.org. Sylvia Sutherland, thank you so much. And you're now my new favorite Money Coach.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, well, if you have trouble with adorable images, get ready to look away.
But if you love chubby cheeks, jelly bellies, and tiny toes, then feast your eyes on this week's postcard from Hampton Roads.
All right, well, you have seen some of the star students here at Baby Garden, but now I want you to meet the instructor. Maria Dillon teaches the class today.
Hi, how are you?
What a turnout, a lot of enthusiasm for this kind of activity for babies. Why do you think so many people come, and what do they get out of the class?
Well, Baby Garden is a literacy program for babies, and the caregivers come together with the babies for 1 full hour of stimulating experiences intended to nurture the bond between the baby and the caregiver. Patty cake, baker's man, bake me a cake. So we just have a lot of fun here. We have a lot of nursery rhymes, and we have a lot of songs and music. We also read to the babies, and we have the toys coming out later, and the babies are going to play with the mothers and the toys, so it's just a wonderful program.
I love Baby Garden. Happy. Because when you have an only child, you have to make sure that they participate in other things.
Tick tock, stop. I'm really happy to be a part of it. So,
What do you think is happening with the babies and the mothers besides the fun?
a lot of bonding, a lot of learning together, a lot of nurturing. That's what's happening, and a lot of fun.
It's just a good experience for them. They like to read the books and listen to the songs. So.
When you're up, you're up. And when you're down, you're down.
What do you think everybody gets out of it?
I just think it's a good, visual and stimulates them.
It's free. It's Hampton Public Library. Free. All they have to do is come and sign up at the library, at the registration circulation desk. And that's all they have to do is sign up.
Jack in the box, sit so still. Won't you come out and
So if you've got a little one that would love to learn, plant them in the baby garden and tell them the Hampton Roadshow sent you.
Now, that particular class was in Hampton at the Hampton Public Library. It's totally free up to 23 months, but they also have programs for toddlers. And I was talking to Regina. She's actually a grandmother who grandmother and grandfather brought their grandchild in, and she was saying she was looking for programs in the area. And places like the library and the Community Services Board may not have a lot of an advertising budget, but lots of those organizations run those programs for babies. So that postcard really could be anywhere in Hampton Roads. If you do a little looking, you'll find your libraries and service boards are great resources for kids' activities. They're so cute.
And when you're done there, you can pick out a book for them, take it home, read it to them.
Yep. You can.
I like plant them in the garden. It's the baby garden.
I think she liked more than just plant them in the garden. She was starting to get a little, want one of them.
Oh, stop. All things in time.
In time.
Have fun.
In time.
Have fun for as long as you can.
Carrie's like, nah, I'm just kidding.
Don't do it.
No,
all right, you can contact your local library or Community Services Board for more info about programs, and thanks to everybody for being so camera friendly there at Baby Garden.
Still ahead on the Hampton Roadshow, having a baby is all about making room, especially when it comes to making room for all of that baby gear. We're talking with our organizing whiz, Amy Volk, about how to create a peaceful space for your baby and, of course, how to keep it neat and tidy.
Good luck. You want the job is yours. Just do the job.
Andy Bernard got a promotion. Up next, we're chatting with Dunder Mifflin's new manager about how he's celebrating the big promotion and what it's going to do to the rest of the office gang. Stay with us.
Think about it, but it works both ways. As a parent, you say, do you like one child more than the other? But how about as a youngster, is there a parent that you like more? Do you like your mom? Do you like your dad more? I mean,
different relationships with each of my parents. I'm very close to my mom. I love my parents both. I'm close to my mom. As I gotten older, we're like good best friends. But my dad, I always am kind of going to be a daddy's girl. I used to write him little notes when I was little, and he kept it in a check box. And he still has that box today, Chris. Yep.
Daddy's girl.
Awesome. Yeah.
Well, you know what? You're not alone. Dee Dee says, I love my daddy dearly, but I'm a mommy's girl. We're best friends. Samantha Hansen, my dad has been one of the most influential people in my life. I'm definitely a daddy's girl. And Ashley says, I'm a daddy's girl.
Lots of daddy's girls out there.
Daddy's girl.
But when it comes to babysitting, though, are you still a daddy's girl? If you're like, Dad, can you watch my child Monday through Friday, 24/7?
Thankfully, I'm not being asked too much to babysit.
Do you think you should have to pay family? Garland says, I think the parents should offer to pay, and it's up to the family member to say yay or nay, but if they refuse payment, something nice should be done for them in return. Melissa says, I think that if you're lucky enough to have family that lives close enough to do this, it's a great idea, but don't abuse it. You, she has that in all caps, had the child, so you should raise it.
Ooh.
And then Deanna Murphy says, I have no problem watching my nieces and nephews for free, but I do expect the same in return. It's kind of like a give and take relationship,
right.
you know. And then Virginia Kay says, I think they should, because sometimes the kids are a pain, and when you're older, you have a nervous breakdown as soon as they leave. So depending on how well behaved your kids are, perhaps, you may need to break off couple dollars.
Yeah, or something.
So,
Do something nice.
If you know how your kids are and
That's
you're just
true.
going to leave them with family members and knowing that they maybe have like separation anxiety from mom and dad. I was totally attached to my mom.
Really?
As a
Just
little
couldn't let her
girl.
go?
They call it, she said I was her shadow.
Huh?
Like I would cry. My brother would be like, really? Come on, Ariane. Like, let's go play. And I'm like,
I could kind of guess that with you.
really?
Well,
Give
maybe
off that
not.
vibe?
Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, hey, one more thing. Volunteer. At what point do you teach your children how to volunteer and what to do? Carol says, giving away clothes to the homeless that my teen no longer wears. He picks out what he thinks they will like. He really feels badly these men don't have coats in the winter. So that's as easy as that, finding some clothes and taking it and giving it to somebody who needs it. Good lesson.
Good deal. Yeah.
We have
really
another good lesson coming up from Carrie, right?
Oh, yeah, how not to get overwhelmed in your house with all the stuff. Babies are so small, but they need so much gear, and any parent can tell you it's not easy to keep track of any of all that stuff. But if anyone knows how, it is our organizing pro and mother of twins, Amy Volkin. That's something I didn't know about you until today. That you have twins.
They're 12 now, but
Oh my gosh.
I clearly remember the baby stage because I was happy to shower that first year.
Yeah.
It was craziness. This has been fun preparing for this, and there are 1,000 different directions we could have gone, but I really thought, let's look at the diaper bag and all the gear that you need to even just change a little
Right.
diaper in the house. So I always try and think of outside the box of the norm, like just not look at the baby gear, but let's look at some other things. So let's talk about the diaper bag. They've come a long ways even since I've had kids. They're very fancy now.
Yeah.
But I didn't use a diaper bag. I used a backpack
Yeah.
because I needed both arms all the time.
Right,
so
right.
what do you need? You need less than you think you do in a diaper bag, and you need less than you think you do just for the baby in general. There's so much out there.
Yeah.
So I made a quick list. Of course, we need diapers and wipes, right? We need creams, and I have a whole list here. But let's look at how do you put it all together. I picked up, this is a cosmetic bag set.
Okay.
Because you know I love containerizing
Yeah.
things. So you don't need to put it all in here. Put it in a simple thing. This is, you can wipe this out. I have a bottle and my formula for
Right.
the road. And then I can put my diaper and anything wet in here. Then this slips right inside the diaper bag.
So you're just reaching for that, and you're not like doing this,
Exactly.
messing up everything in your bag looking for
Because
the one
like
thing.
a purse, it all ends up in the bottom.
Yep.
So pull this out, and if you needed to just run in with this, you could to church or
Right.
something.
Or to hand it to someone else, like
Yes.
your,
a friend,
husband,
Yeah,
partner,
husband,
to
a
say,
friend,
go ahead.
another child.
But you have the bag. Well, bam! Now you can do it.
This came inside it, which I equally love because it can hold all the tiny things like, you know, the bulb, the famous
Yeah.
bulb, and the creams, and maybe a burp pad. And then all of this, again, just slips down inside here. A couple of things I put on the list, though, were I love plastic baggies because I can take a bunch of wipes and stick them in there.
Yep.
I can keep my clean set of clothes in a little baggie and then put any yucky sets back inside this little baggie. Keep a couple plastic bags in there for those yucky
The
diapers
unknowns.
because no one, wrap it up. People
Yeah.
is what I say. And then it helps this bag not become this huge mess that falls at the bottom. All right, at home, the diaper
Yes.
stuff. Instead of using your traditional changing table, I put
Let me
on
help you
here.
out. Because we've covered it.
We've covered it. I suggest just getting a dresser. You don't need a traditional changing table. A dresser with a pad on top. And then use things like decorative baskets to house your diapers and your wipes and things in here. Never forget about the world famous shoe pocket organizer.
Oh, yes.
If you have tight on space, hang it on the wall. It houses all those little tiny things.
Yeah. And you can unload a pack of diapers and put a few in there.
Yeah,
Creams.
1,000 things, all the little socks
I
and
love
the
these.
clips. Now, my favorite idea I came across was this. This is a diaper box, and so sometimes when you're upstairs and the stuff is downstairs, or
Right.
vice versa, you create a little diaper box, and you stick in here a couple diapers, your wipes, creams. Then this is like grab the baby and go downstairs with your box.
Yeah.
You can stick it behind the couch. You can have, if you have other children, they can grab the box for you. Instead of having a whole nother changing station downstairs, you have a little diaper box.
Good.
So
Good idea.
all of these things are on here, but one gal used a decorative hinged box that actually sat on her coffee table so it looked pretty.
Who knew what was in there?
Who knew? And in here, these baskets can be used for all kinds of things, but in here you could have this as your diaper box as well because it's large enough, but it still looks nice.
Okay, and I like the checklist too.
Yes.
To like when you come back from an outing, then get the old clothes out and put a fresh outfit in so you don't end up
without an outfit and fashioning an outfit out of paper towels for your son after he falls in a pond at the botanical
That
garden.
didn't happen, right?
I wish I could tell you that didn't happen. But you can make an outfit out of paper towels. That's the good news.
I don't need that many. And I have stories and stories about when I wasn't prepared, and I wish I had had my own list back then.
That's how we learn.
Yeah, it is. This is all because we did it.
All right. If you want to get in touch with Amy, we'll link her information to our website at thehamptonroadshow.com.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
sorry.
Yeah, just put it down. That is very cold.
Yeah, it's old.
Why would
I asked if you wanted a cold beverage and you said coffee.
Why don't we get Robert a nice, hot, fresh cup, and I will have this.
Andy, you don't want that.
I've been craving a freezing cup of old coffee.
Sorry.
You like her?
I do, yeah.
She likes you.
He's a diehard romantic, likes J. Crew, Dave Matthews Band, and oh, by the way, he went to Cornell. We're talking about the one and the only Andy Bernard from NBC's hit show, The Office. Joining us from The Office set in Van Nuys, California, is the Nard Dog himself, Ed Helms. Ed, good morning, and welcome to the Hampton Roads Show.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Hey, congrats. We saw on Season 8 premiere last Thursday that Andy Bernard has been promoted to the manager. Congratulations on that. Want to know, how did you celebrate your promotion, and how did Andy celebrate the promotion?
Well, I celebrated my promotion as anybody should. I went out and had a crazy bender, and no, that's not true. I had a nice, pleasant toast. I was very excited. I was told over lunch with our executive producer, showrunner Paul Lieberstein, and I think I celebrated with some poached salmon, actually. And then, of course, Andy Bernard, well, that's actually a great question, and it's something that the show hasn't addressed. How did Andy Bernard celebrate? I would imagine that he posted something on the Cornell Facebook page.
What would you say is Andy's management style like?
I would say Andy's management style is somewhat panic-driven. Certainly a good amount of fear, as we, as any fan of the show knows. Andy is very concerned about how he's being perceived at any given time, often to the point of sabotaging himself. So the relationships that Andy has with his coworkers are the most important thing, way more important than any actual business consideration. So I'm not sure that from a business standpoint he's a good leader, but he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He tries hard.
Hey, how is Andy's promotion going to affect that office dynamic with Dwight, who of course you named the enforcer of the office? Is there going to be something within that?
Yeah, of course. You know, Andy and Dwight for years now have had a sort of on-again, off-again bro friendship. You know, they're kind of buddies in a way, but then at times they're real adversaries. And now that there's a power dynamic shift, that will take stride and really get complicated.
Hey, what about your office romance with Aaron?
Yeah, well, you know, Aaron and Andy are sort of the two most inept people when it comes to romantic relationships. And it's sort of sad and pathetic to watch, but also a hell of a lot of fun. And I do think that you're going to see, especially around Halloween, I'll give you a little teaser. Around Halloween, this tension, the romantic tension between the two, kind of comes to a head. And like I said, they're just ill-equipped to deal with it.
Yeah, and lastly, real quick, what do you think about this Robert California guy, the new CEO, of course, of Sabre, Dunder Mifflin's parent corporation?
Man, he is the greatest. I mean, James Spader is the greatest, and then Robert California is the greatest. They're sort of the two perfect additions to this world. Of course,
we have two worlds. There's our cast family, and we're all just sort of good friends and support each other. And then there's Dunder Mifflin, obviously, and James has brought amazing energy to both of those worlds. And he's a marvelous guy, and yet he plays the most whacked out, borderline creepy, bizarrely confident guy that just like totally kind of goes head on with all of the neurosis and insecurity of Dunder Mifflin.
Well, it's a very funny show, Ed. We thank you for taking the time out to talk to us here on the Hampton Road Show, and again, congrats on the promotion.
My pleasure. Cheers.
And of course, tune in to see what happens next on an all-new The Office, which is going to be tomorrow night at 9 o'clock on Wavy TV 10.
I love
Very
him.
funny guy.
Yep.
Love him. And of course, since it is Baby Week, we've been sharing our baby pictures with you. And of course, we wanted to show you a few more.
Guess that baby.
Yeah, let's see that baby.
Well, for a second there, I was like, Ariana,
I
that's
know.
a baby.
So that's me.
Oh,
That's
baby.
me. I told you guys I was bald. I'm okay with that. And then the other picture is my mom.
Look how much you look like your mom.
I do.
Your mom
Everybody,
looks like you.
when they see that photo, they're like, "Oh my gosh,
Where do you?
are a spitting image of your mom."
Wow.
So I think I look like a little boy in the second photo, and then when I'm with my mom, I look like a little girl. But then I look closer, my mom had on like blue stripes. So
Your mom was wearing that?
No, I had on like blue stripes on my shirt. And I was showing some people yesterday in the newsroom, and they said I look like a little boy.
Oh.
You know, that's not
And I'm wearing blue
uncommon.
today.
It's
blue. We've been having this
green.
debate, but yeah, so.
Very cute.
Wait, we saw Reckling's photo, mine, Carrie, we're waiting on yours.
I was trying to look for it in the dark this morning with a flashlight, not wake up the house. I think I know where it is. I'm honing in on the box of pictures.
And I can't wait to see little Keanu.
Yeah, no, I'm so busy coming up with these pop quizzes. I mean, it take me hours.
But this
sometimes,
one was so
um,
easy. This didn't take any time.
Was it? Did it? Was it? Yeah, it was. Okay, well, let's.
It was pretty simple. I mean, really.
Well, all right, let's find out. Let's see. A generic U.S. last name, yellow white meat, open grassy area, and has a historic downtown. So now the pressure's on Ariana. Yes.
Your mic's kind of going in and out.
Oh,
but
sorry.
That's okay. So these are the clues. I'm going to go with Smithfield.
Atta girl. Well,
Who told you that
yesterday,
answer?
our
Susan.
chef, Leon Buenviaje, one of them, was from Smithfield, if you were paying attention to the show yesterday. Yeah.
Nice.
Today we were just too packed for cooking. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it'll be back later in
Well,
the
I
week.
can whip up some nachos if you
Go
want.
for it.
cool.
No,
Oh,
don't
yeah.
dare us. All
Stay
right,
with
we're going
us.
to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a second. Stay with us. Hey, don't forget the person who answers the trivia. We will contact you. They're getting that pink or blue bag, the
3D,
gift set,
4D,
ultrasound, and a bunch of goodies from there. So congratulations to you.
Post the answer online. There's a list of the winners online as well, previous winners. So you can go on there, HamptonRoadshow.com, and it's right up there.
We want to remind folks, too, when you're talking to your friends and making them feel bad about the fact that you can watch the Hampton Road Show and they can't, remind them that the whole thing's online.
Yes,
so that if they're not
entire
around
show.
At 11 o'clock, they can catch it later on
How do you
today.
think my mom in Alaska watches the show?
How about that?
Online.
Hey, that's great.
And tomorrow is All Things Adoption. We're having
Lots of
Oh,
adoption
tomorrow's going to be
stories
great.
tomorrow.
It's going to be a really great show, so make sure you tune in for that.
And thanks to Sylvia from Bayport Credit Union for coming in and sharing some money coaching.
And our audience, Project Lifesaver, will have all that information on our website to find out how you can get involved.
All right, have a great Wednesday, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Go Red Sox.